So when Rastafari introduced the construct of I and I, it is to also move the meditation beyond the me and begin to see the collective. So the white man is very good at reasoning at the collective level for his own self-survival. Black people are good at separating ourselves based upon idiosyncrasies and small differences, height and weight and color and religious organization. We are trained to find the things to rally around that divide us. So we have to unlearn. Much of our liberation will come through unlearning. And unlearning is the most difficult process because it's like removing cement. Yeah, and you know, say it takes long for cement dry up and hard. But you have to remove the cement. That is a different work. It takes an effort. And those who are consistent enough will recognize that it becomes normal till you begin to refurbish your entire house from inside out. That is a reconstruction that I and I as Africans need to undergo. So the Greece people, I am saying now, how them deal with them issue and how we in Jamaica deal with it is not the same. And perhaps our outburst of violence could be part of the IMF's constriction. You know, that's how we have to manage it. We don't have the wherewithal. And this is, this is no evidence. This is not saying within evidence. I want to just ponder it loud. Because the treatment and the harshness of the austerity, people in the world can't understand how we're coping, but maybe we're not coping. Because the violence is becoming a result of the pressure that we're facing, economically and politically. So these things need a greater examination. You know, this program that we're under called IMF, what is it really doing to the country? And we claim that we're not balling because we're passing the tests, but in passing these tests, it may be connected to the increase in the violence in the society. And we're having places like Western Jamaica now, which is coming like the Wild West of America. It is taking on that type of texture. And we need some serious reflection from the top down. Because governance and leadership is not about one man now. And you're sending a one superintendent and him solve it. That's the same Messiah philosophy we have. We have to deal with the issues now from the ground. What is the causes of the anger in the people? Why the people them are so angry? How do we resolve that anger and that aggression that is easily being turned into violence and crime? So at the top level, the Greece people were helped with their money. And so them get at ease enough for them stress. Then there's the negotiations that seem to have been come to fruition when the Iranians and the Americans and the Europeans, they have signed off on this deal that Iran has decided to follow along and to bring some form of level playing field. Well, the Americans and black people in America now are celebrating Obama for this. Them saying Obama has created another historic event. In the same way, it is Obama who went into Cuba and shake hands and set up the embassies in both Washington and in Havana. It is under the Obama regime now that the Iran deal has been struck for nuclear business. And so Obama now is being boosted up again by the media. And the black people now rallying behind the media and celebrating Obama's success. The same media who disconnect them from the roof stamp killing of them own people, that we are now celebrating Obama. And it make me really, really feel away. If you know, say, we can be so easily manipulated. You know, we're going to celebrate Obama, we're going to celebrate black people, and all of a sudden it's America again. And it's the same America. It's the same white forces, the same white supremacist ideology. When we will learn, it's difficult to learn. We have to unlearn, and in the unlearning, we have to shake off certain things. We have to shake off that forgiveness mentality we have for the enemy, and learn to punish the enemy, and learn to forgive our family. Metamorphosis. The writings and the reports are showing that there are What are the 8 worst countries in the world for black people? Look at that now. Yeah, this came out on the internet as a piece of information that they've identified 8 worst countries in the world for black people to go. I'm just going to mention the top 4. The top 4 are Russia, Germany, Spain, and Greece. We're talking about the worst countries. And when we talk about the worst countries for black people to visit, we talk about the countries where racism against black people is highest. Germany. And I speak about the eastern side of Germany. I had my brief visit to eastern Germany, Leipzig, during the World Cup, and I could feel the tension. Yeah, they're just being polite because they were hosting the World Cup, but I could feel it from the policeman them. Greece, Spain. The football world in Spain shows us that the Spanish people really don't have no respect for black people generally. The same Spanish who came into the Caribbean with Columbus and murder of the Taínos. So, racism now is not an illusion. And racism is directed against people who are black, people who are African, people who are just dark-skinned generally. And yeah, racism against other groups for other reasons, but it's because they are of a particular race as a foundation. And in that racism, African people must question the nature of the religion. Because how can morality protect African people? It does not. Morality don't protect I and I from racism. So our religious teachings are no shield. There's no protection from racism. And Dial and Roofstamp prove it. Him step right into the church and kill 9 black people. Satan up front with racism. And we have no protection. So why do we continue to pray to this son and this father? There is no protection. And like Garvey said, the only power that man knows is the power that is in man. So African people have to empower ourselves through knowledge and through culture, through science, through education, through power, real power, not the spiritual thing that they have us holding on to. Economic power, real power. Metamorphosis.
Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. Police in helicopter, I search for marijuana. Policemen in the streets, searching for cali weed. Soldiers in the field, burning the cali weed. But if you continue to burn up the herbs, we gonna burn down the cane fields. If you continue to burn up the herbs, we gonna burn down the cane fields. Soldier in the herb field, burning the cali weed. Police in helicopter, I search for marijuana. Policemen
Police and thieves in the street, fighting the nation with their guns and ammunition. Police and thieves in the street, oh yes, scaring the nation with their guns and ammunition. fears to revelations, yeah. But the next generation will be, hear me, all the crimes committed day by day. No one tried to stop.
Yeah, locally now the murder statistics are ridiculous. And what we have is the political parties now using statistics to define which party is better in power because of the percentage of murders. Foolishness, ridiculous. How can they be arguing about who have the lowest percentage of murders? Murders is murders. About 10% there and down 5%. And it's crazy to have a society where the leadership is defining who's in when they're in power, who have less murders, and how much percentage the murders go down and how much it increase when it's just playing around with the people in them life. You know, guns are not made in Jamaica. Guns come into the country. How do the guns reach onto the shores? We know the original introduction of guns was by the politicians, and then they get out of hand. That when drugs man could have financed them own guns now, it get out of hand of the politicians. That these men now have them own guns, and the place is almost ungovernable. And to introduce police now to repress is try to hold fire with fire. And these policemen are young African youths. These are black youths now. We don't see no Chinese in the police force. We don't see no Indians. We don't see no white men in the Chinese force. In the force, when white men come, they come as inspectors and supervisors. So it's black against black, right here on this rock. Yes, you them get locked into the police system. They must find a way to earn. And there's not enough salary, and the system no. There's violence them promote. And there's no religious solution. There's no divine intervention. There's no God and no Jesus that will intervene. But if we use our intelligence and our knowledge of ourselves as African people and recognize that we have to transform our meditation, we have to think differently in our economics. The governors need to think about hemp as a liberation to the economic system. Farming of hemp. It's crucial. Everybody can't be a scammer. That's no society. So we want the violence to be reduced, of remove unemployment, of increased education. Knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's the far I know. Yeah, the Reggae Boys are on the agenda. The Reggae Boys are moving into the quarterfinals of the Gold Cup. This, of course, Iman had anticipated and had spoke about that they should go to the semifinals minimum coming after tour in South America. But then the team has run up into a critical problem. One that we have faced as a nation for years. In that, our national team tends to be just about a team. There seems to be a great lack of depth and suitable replacements in moments of crisis, like when there are injuries and when there are red cards. And right away now, we face Haiti, and Haiti is a powerhouse in the region. But we're facing Haiti without the strong team that defeated who were 1-0 winners over Canada. So we have lost the central defender in Taylor. The goalkeeper was injured. We're not sure if he will return. And one of the forwards got a red card. In other words, now every time the Jamaica national program tends to want to go advance in a tournament, we run into problems of depth. And why I say this is happened to us during the World Cup qualification, where one injury set the whole team back. And it's a sign of weakness, sign of lack of continuity between the under-23 and the senior team. And a tournament requires more than 15 players to win it because you're talking about 3, 4, 5, possibly even 6 games. My concern now is against Haiti. And Haiti is no pushover. Haiti is a powerful nation. Haiti doesn't have the Brazilian influence that we were crying for. But Haiti went to the World Cup in '74. They've had great players. And if Jamaica get past this match, then I think we really get into the final. But this is the crossroads. Jamaica versus Haiti. And Haiti will not allow Jamaicans to go through. The Haitians are a warrior nation with a fighting spirit that we don't see in Jamaica yet since '98 World Cup team. So we're going to watch this match very keenly. And the whole nation is hoping that the Reggae Boys will at least get beyond this quarterfinal round. Then, of course, we hear that Gatlin running 9.76 and creating great consternation because the bolt has not unraveled yet. So there's great interest in world athletics, and we are waiting to see if Usain St. Leo will rise and rally and come to the cry. This is the battle for the fastest runner on the planet. And the Bolt has the title, but undoubtedly the Gatling is getting there.
Let me tell you truthfully about this good world and me. I want peace of mind, don't you see? I'm gonna get it, I know it's there somewhere for me. Gonna get love, I know that I will.
One civilization is not complete without its art, the highest form of expression of human intelligence. You have become complacent, sitting down and allowing the other nations to run away with everything. You have become a bunch of consumers. You are creators. Rise up, mighty people, accomplish what you will. Without confidence, you're twice defeated in the race of life.
Let's look away the voices that gave the people pride. Now we're plunging into darkness. We all have to play our part, make a bold start. Every diss track, tell every artist. Media houses, we notice, you'll have support the slackness. How so much alcohol in our parties. While the girls are broke out of this upper where she drink, knock her out. Now she don't care with them crap her up. It's times like this, I'm missing our heroes. Times like this, I really wish they were around. Shouldn't have to be like this. Marcus Garvey, we know so you try your best, but we have to go do the rest. They grade up the shot at them, now we have a lot of them. Press up, back up, now the grave them, I go back at them.
Now, the issue of violence in Jamaica now is not just about gang related and the policemen on the street trying to find these gangs and harassing the driving public. Much of the violence happens within the domestic arrangements, fields within the male-female family setup, picnic business, economic stress and frustration. And much of the violence is amongst males and females. Much of the violence amongst man and man. Where everybody up on a hedge and a man can't speak to the next man with a soft word, otherwise him soft. And you call him a YSSUP. And then him tell you about your mother. And then before you know it now, somebody have to stab somebody. And that is a level of violence that we need to address in a very serious way. It's not just about the gangs them and the scammers trying to kill each other. It's about the brutality that we're expressing against ourselves vertically, physically. And we have to also address the issue of family consistently, female and male. I may raise the issue now again as to what is criminal about bigamy, because we are being overwhelmed now with the same-sex philosophy. And same-sex philosophy suggests that 2 women or 2 men can start a family. Then there's also buggery. And the buggery is an English law which prevented young men from lusting after young men, young boys. That was the whole notion of buggery, you know. It's to prevent